Okay, hi. This is the end of Act 2, Act 2, Scene 4. We'll do one quick video here on this scene, which kind of bridges the action of Act 2, which is the murder of Duncan and the response to it, to what's going to happen next. So the characters we have are named Ross. He's going to show up in a few other scenes, and just an old man, some old guy. And the point of the scene is to show kind of how the world and people responded to that night's horrors. Okay, so the old man is saying, I can remember what's that, 70 years, and I've seen all kinds of stuff, but this sore night hath trifled former knowings, meaning what I saw tonight was worse than anything I've ever seen before. Ross says, yeah, you've seen it. Here's something that's weird. By the clock, it's day, and yet dark night strangles the traveling lamp. Great poetry in here. What's the traveling lamp? That is the sun. And so even though it's supposed to be day, it still seems like it's night. It's still dark. Is it night's predominance or the day's shame? Is it that night has become more powerful? Remember, we've talked about what night might represent, and now day has not come. All right. Or is the day afraid? Where was this? Where was I? Day's shame. That darkness is the day ashamed of something? Okay. Really interesting poetry right here. The old man says, yeah, it's unnatural, even like the deed that's done. So they're talking about the murder of a king, which is seen to be who was appointed by God. Remember, so this is totally unnatural. What else happened that was unnatural? A falcon was by a mousing owl hawked at and killed. So an owl killed a falcon. Seems a little backwards. Of course, this is symbolic of what was happening. Ross then adds to it. Horses, this was a strange thing. They were great horses. They turned wild and broke out of their stalls. All right. And then old man says, yeah, I heard that they ate each other. Okay. This is also, I think, a reference to stuff in the New Testament of after the death of Christ, that the world there were earthquakes, the earth opened up, and all kinds of unnatural things happened. And some people say that this makes the point that Macbeth and Lady Macbeth, just like in the Bible, it's not really about them being these evil villains who did it. They're just kind of agents of evil that caused this horrible thing to happen that now the world has to try to repair. It's one way to look at it. Anyway, then we get Macduff again, who, remember, was the one who found the body, and is going to become more important as we keep reading. Okay, here comes the good Macduff. How goes the world, sir, now? Is what Ross asks him. There was a meeting that he didn't go to, Ross did. And Macduff says, oh, you don't see? And Ross says, is it known who did this more than bloody deed? Now look at Macduff's really quick response. Those that Macbeth has slain. Who's that? It's the guards. Does it seem like he's got any tone here? He's being so short, terse, he's not really elaborating. You could take this to mean that he doesn't believe that. Yeah, those that Macbeth has slain. Okay, what good could they pretend? Why would they do that? Macduff says they were suborned. Sorry, they were bribed. Okay, Malcolm and Donalbain, the king's two sons, are stolen away and fled, which puts upon them suspicion of the deed. Again, same thing. This is the conventional wisdom. This is what people decided happened. It seems like Macduff might not totally believe it. Ross says, oh, it's still against nature. Sons murdering their father, that's thriftless ambition. That's a pointless thing to do. Because if they wanted to become king, this ruined it. Then now they have to go and run and hide. Okay, so Ross is figuring out, he's like, oh, well, then it's probably most likely that sovereignty, the crown, will fall on Macbeth because he's the next closest in relation to Duncan. Remember, he was a cousin. All right, so he's like, oh, it's probably going to be Macbeth then, huh? Macduff says, yep, he's already named and gone to Scone to be invested, to be crowned. All right, this is a ancient city in Scotland where there was this throne that the kings of Scotland were crowned on. I think there's a story that from the rock that was supposed to be Jacob's pillow was like under that throne, and that's where the kings are crowned. And then when England took Scotland, they moved that crown, and I think it's now that throne, in Westminster Abbey, where the royalty of England is still crowned. Where is Duncan's body? Carried to Colmkill, this old cemetery in Scotland. That actually the historical Duncan and the historical Macbeth are buried today. Ross says, "Are you going to go to Scone to see the coronation. And he says, no, I'm going to Fife. That's where Macduff's castle is. He's called the Thane of Fife. So this is an important no. This tells us something about Macduff. He's not going. So, well, and I know what happens, right? So I know Macduff, but you can kind of see hints here that he doesn't buy what they all decided. He doesn't even want to go see the coronation of Macbeth. Okay, Ross, though, accepts it and says, oh, I'll go there. I will go there. Okay, Macduff says, may you see things well done there. Hope they do things right there. Adieu, goodbye, lest our old robe sit easier than our new. Complicated line. I hope that we don't start to wish we had our old robes again. I hope that our new reality doesn't make us wish for the old one. Okay, and then the old man just kind of blesses them. And that is the end of Act 2. All right, that's a short one, but hopefully that helps with it. And obviously is Act 3. All right, we're getting to, in Shakespearean tragedy, there was the exposition, the developing of the conflict, the decision, that initial action that starts everything else. All right, and it's weird. Was that the climax in Act 2? We'll have to see at the end, but right now things are continuing to kind of reach, the other later climax that will happen. Okay, good job, everybody. See you later.